Welcome back, guys, to Cities Skylines 2. I hope you're having a great day, and if not, I hope this video can bring you some joy today. But yeah, let's get started. And in today's episode, we're going to kind of go over some a few things that maybe are a little lacking in the world of happiness for the sins of Cities Skylines. So essentially, we're going to start off. Maybe we need to build a bit of a mail service, as well as an internet service. So those are kind of our, and maybe some more parks around the area. Nothing too big. I think maybe today's episode will be a little bit shorter, which is okay. But we are going to get started with some postal services. I do have the United States Postal Service off the mods. Looks a little good since we are building in a U.S. city. I figured we were probably going to build somewhere over here is kind of my initial thought. We are going to grab out a road. I think we're going to kind of end up coming off of this road here. Now we do have some topography to deal with. Let's make sure that we are respecting it. So let's, I was thinking somewhere around this line here, probably end up kind of curving around through here. I think could work out pretty well. Since we're not dealing a whole lot with the ground there. You go up a little bit there and come back down. And we'll end up connecting over there to that road somehow. I don't know, there's a bit of a ridge here. I don't know what exactly would do there. We might go up it. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. All right, so essentially we need to build kind of a bit of a little step off here. I think is a good spot for that. And then let's go ahead and get in the postal service that does not fit. Perfect. Oh, I missed it by 1 inch. All right, so let's kind of go off this way so we can get our straight lines. We can come down that way perfectly, just so we get a nice 90-degree into this road down here. Let's make sure we're snapping to 180, and we'll delete that section. And we will throw in this postal service in there perfectly. All right, there we go. It looks pretty good. And it's a beautiful building, by the way. I guess that's what the other building looks like, but that's great. I like it. So it currently sorts about 50,000 a month. And if we looked at our stats earlier, okay, it's at 0. I don't know why it's at 0. It's weird. Anyway, it was at like 20,000. I don't know why I showed 0. But, so we're going to go around and put a couple mailboxes in, especially kind of in this downtown region. We'll put one there to kind of help out with some of these bigger buildings. It should be pretty good. They're definitely the higher ones up. But we will end up also just putting in a post office, and I think the spot that I picked earlier was about right here, which fit perfectly without anarchy on. So we're gonna go ahead and place that one. So this is kind of more of our downtown Skellytown post office, which looks pretty good. It's nicely placed between here and like the city hall you got right there, so that's good. Yeah, and I didn't really like those tall buildings there. Kind of overtook too much of these lower 3-story buildings, but I think that's a nice place for it. Probably could use a parking lot, but there's parking right over there. You could just walk a little bit. So that will do most of what we need. We could potentially do another. So let's make sure this is working in these two facilities, and probably we'll do the Evergreen Industrial Park over there. Should work too. We might need maybe an extra van slot. So, oh man, I don't really want to get rid of those houses, but it's a bit of a big building for an extra 10, I would say. But you know, it has to be done. So let's go ahead and put that there. That should work nicely for this area. We probably need to get a few more bins around the area here to have some drop-off points, and as well as we could put maybe a smaller post office down here. Let's do it maybe on this road right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Kind of serves a little more of this area here. And let's go ahead and finish it off by putting a few more mailboxes around the area. Maybe a couple in here, just so people have the ability to get their mail. There we go. Maybe one down here. There's definitely some bigger buildings down here that we'll probably need to cover. Now, I don't know exactly how these work or how well you need to have these placed. Is it just the yellow buildings need more coverage? I'm not really sure. You go by probably more population, but I guess we'll find out. Maybe one down by these couple buildings. I mean, apparently that has high mail accumulation, like a school does or something. I don't know. We'll put one in front of those couple schools. That'll be good. And then there's definitely a use for these down this area. So let's just kind of scatter them around here. That should be pretty good. We got a few there. Need maybe another one down here. Probably one by the Target facility. Maybe one up on this road. If it lets me. It's not going to let me. Of course it's not. So we're going to anarchy that bit. All right. Maybe another one by this couple schools here. That should be good. And then we need a few more down in this area. Let's just kind of scatter them in a couple roads here. Every other. Kind of evenly space them out, I'm thinking. All right. I'd say that's not good enough over here. All right, let's add just a few more. I think that's pretty good for step one, I would say. So essentially the next thing we need just to get the people happy is internet service. So we are in the same category pretty much. And we are essentially going to put a few radio masts up on this mountain ridge and that mountain ridge. And that would pretty much cover everybody. Essentially, we just need to find a good spot to put this. And I might end up moving this power station, or I just kind of go maybe this way. I got to make sure that I don't lose coverage on the industry area, but let's go ahead and put it right there. I think that's a good enough spot. The road's on this side, which is what I wanted, and we can just kind of meander its way down to that road. Let's go ahead and see if we can get that built. We got one tower down, and this was the road. Oh, look, there's a police car going up it. So let's see how well this works. He's got it. Oh, he's got no problem with it. Okay, that's a little bumpy. I'll give him that one. It's a little bumpy. All right, let's raise that up. There we go. And maybe this one a little bit more. Maybe this one. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, no, I want the other one. Delete a few trees. And then we should be good to go. Yeah, it kind of goes down a little bit there, but that's all right. And then it kind of goes back up. Relatively smooth. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. Anyway, it's a fun ride. Gets you up to this beautiful radio mast. Now that we have one down, actually, let's kind of make this a little bit nicer up here, I guess. Two, let's bring the brush size down a little bit, and we'll just kind of spread this a little bit bigger. And then step it down a little bit more. Yeah, that looks a little nicer. Okay. All right, let's move on to the second area. So we do want yeah, I think maybe we can get a road up here. That seems feasible, right? So let's go ahead and get a second radio mast. Now these are only $6,500 a month. We got plenty of spare change. We're currently over $1 million a month right now in our monthly income. So I think we got a little bit extra that we can utilize. So I know it is technically green over here, but it could use an extra little boost, maybe up on top of this ridge up here. So I don't know if we need to go all the way up. That does kind of leave a little gap over there. So maybe we end up, yeah, let's go like, make sure we get the right side for the road. And then we'll go about right there. Seems pretty good. racetrack vibe, I guess. All right, well, that'll work, I guess. We will now take this road. I don't know what we're gonna do with this road. I guess this is going to be a main road here. So let's go ahead and just kind of bring it in this way, bring that around that way, and this might just be what connects over here. It's currently not this road type, but that's all right. Go ahead and do that. Should fill it in. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about this mountain here. Oops, that's okay. We'll do that. Smooth it out just a smidge. And then let's make it so that, there we go. All right, let's fatten this out a little bit again. There we go. Smooth it a little bit. There we go. We got a beautiful road now. Let's go ahead and connect up this road here. Our main road there. And then as well as this road, we'll kind of just, we'll kind of bend it in here. Hopefully that's not going to be too steep. 9 degrees, that's not bad. We can work with that. All right, well that is way too steep. Why did I get that steep? All right, well we can't handle that. That's crazy. So we gotta steer it this way again, I guess. 6%. Oh, not too bad. Minus 8%. And minus 5%. Alright, well, I guess it's gonna go there. That is a park road, I'd say. Why is that going up? What? No, jeez. Alright, well, delete that section. Try that again. Oh, what? Give me a break. Alright, how's that? That looks better, right? Yeah. Alright, I mean, essentially we gotta get up there, so it's a bit of a trek. I do want to update this to be, oh, I can't actually, oh wait, can't update, oh there we go. Yeah, I don't really want the weird looking things around it, so we're gonna do that and just kind of smooth it out. There we go. That looks better. All right, so now we got a couple winding roads up to our radio masts, which are good. And yeah, I think the last thing might be, I mean, I was thinking maybe we might put the server farm down, but honestly, I don't think it really is needed at this point. But we have all happiness factors. Hey, look at that. That looks great. I think the only thing maybe to do would be to put in a few extra amenities here and there around the area. So maybe like a basketball center down in this area here. Could be pretty good. I hate the fact that when you go to the leisure section, you literally can't see any buildings. I think I need to fix that. Edit the zone colors. So we want to somehow be able to see the buildings. No, that's not really gonna work, is it? All right, let's go with that. And maybe that'll look better. We'll see. So now if we're in here, no, still can't see the buildings. That's all right. So since we are kind of right here by this school, maybe we'll put the basketball center right there. I think that's a pretty good spot for it. Get a little bit more leisure activities going on right there. We could maybe put a large park somewhere. I don't know which park, but maybe something along the lines of this one. I don't think there's anything here, so why don't we put a nice park right there? I think that everybody will be happy about that one. And then potentially maybe another one right here looks pretty good to me. Yeah, there we go. That kind of in the tree area. Yeah, it looks great. That looks really good to me. All right, we do need some more demand, so I'm thinking maybe we finish out this kind of road, this section here with, I think we'll need to build out probably another part of this road here, just so we can extend out behind here a little bit more, and then we'll probably bring it right to this road. right, then let's head over to our mixed housing. Maybe we'll scatter a few of these kind of around the area. Maybe do a little bit of that one, maybe another 3, another 2 there. We'll head over to the northeast mixed housing, maybe a couple bigger ones. That could be okay. And just kind of space them out a little bit. All right, so obviously these will fill in over time. So we're not going to see them all fill in right now, but we should get fairly close, I guess. So this will be kind of down the main stretch here. I think this will look pretty good. Let's just do maybe some normal mixed housing as well. Throw some of that in there. I don't know how big these will get, but we'll keep them going. We'll keep them going. Now, I will say maybe this would be a good spot for some high density. We don't have really any of that going on right now, but we could get a few buildings that maybe need it. Maybe even a low. Nah, that's not gonna make that won't make sense, would it? Let's maybe do. Now, how big do you think these are gonna get? So let's just go ahead and let's see how big they get. It's a little peninsula here, nothing too big, but it could act as kind of like a, you know, a decent sized building area. Nothing too big there, but let's go ahead and get some parking in front of them because they're gonna need some for sure. Now we need to find a good one. Maybe do a little covered parking lot there, and then ooh, that could look pretty good. Just something for the people there, because we're gonna need something there. Maybe we do. Yeah, that should be a pretty good spot for that. Let's go ahead and put that parking lot right at the end there. That looks pretty good. Might squeeze that in just a smidge. There we go. Look at all the people already using it. That's fantastic. Now, these are UK ones. I think I thought they looked okay, but I don't know, they kind of look like they're meant there for like a beach. I think that looks pretty good, even though there's no beach. Let's see, can we make a beach? I guess is the question. So if we slope from there all the way to here, let's see how nice we can get that. I went ahead and made the beach a lot smoother now, so it should look a lot better. If I don't know exactly how the water mechanics work, if it adds beach to it. I thought that was a thing that it did, but I might end up just having to do some sand surfaces. Let's see what that looks like. Or not. Connect. Yeah, that's not sand. That's like gravel. So we might end up just kind of, I really like this looking material underneath here. I want it to extend out onto the beach, but you can't really do that. So, and there's really not another good surface. Or was it one of these? Oh, that's not bad. The oil surface isn't actually that bad. We could do a landfill. Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna do the ore. I think that looks okay. It looks okay. So let's go ahead and drag this out a little bigger here. You know what? No, let's not even do that. We're just gonna make a new one. All right, let's go ahead and kind of start from here. We'll drag it down here. Just kind of go as deep in the water as we can, and bring it back up on this side. Follow kind of right in front of the buildings. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that. We can obviously blend this in a little bit more, so it doesn't look too abrupt of a change. All right, when you're not in it, actually it looks pretty good. I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and clean up maybe some of these trees over here. Yeah, and then I think what we might do is we'll put in some paths, some walking pathways, and we might even make this a bit of maybe a park area. We could just kind of make this whole area a park area here, and then people want to be around this area. And then let's go ahead and make a path. We might just do an invisible, we don't want a road, invisible pedestrian path, and we'll just kind of, well, we could take it from the end of this, that's fine. Excellent. Excellent. We got a bit of a traffic jam here, which is understandable. This is a 2-lane road. We might need more parking. So let's go ahead and maybe get this guy again. I think, oh, come on, really? Take the parking lot. Thank you. Let's go ahead and just maybe place a few more of these parking lots around. Okay, that looks a little better. Besides the large amount of trees that are just in the middle of the parking lot now. You know, besides that. Okay, that looks a little nicer now. I don't know what we're gonna put here. Probably more, maybe some of these northeast ones. We'll see what grows there. It'll probably be okay. Maybe we'll do a southwest high-rise right there. Perfect. All right, while those build up, I think we can, oh, actually, you know what? Let's build a few more down this way. Just to kind of fill in the area. All right, so those will take a little bit to fill in, which is fine. We might even maybe do some row housing right here. I think it'd look pretty good. Just to finish off that area. Oh boy, there's trees in the building now. Ooh, I really like that building. No, I don't delete the building. Dang it. Oh my gosh, I deleted the building anyway. Well, the building that I really liked, I deleted. Oh well. We gotta delete these trees. They're in the buildings. I don't understand. Alright, lovely. Okay. Oh, and these trees are floating. My bad. I didn't even notice that. Alright, that's too bad. Alright, maybe if we didn't have floating trees in the water as well, that would be good. Don't know how that ended up in there, but oh well. Alright, maybe let's go ahead and redo those trees just a little bit without anarchy on, please. Or not. Okay. Alright. Alright, that looks a little better. We'll go with that. Maybe not have some trees in the sand, but alright, I do. Oh man, that's too bad. It kind of got smushed in the middle there, but I think this looks pretty good. Those maybe not so much. I don't like that. That's a little tall. That's a little tall. I don't know if I'm gonna go for those. Yeah, you know what? We're not gonna do those. Try again, buildings. You know, those might be okay, but I think 4 is a little big. So how about we try again with 3 bys? Yeah, I like this building. That looks pretty good. I might even just lock those. Yeah, I'll lock that building too. It's a little bigger, but it fits. It fits the range, I guess. Maybe not with these. You know, not with probably those. Not with those. All right, we need to redo that. Let's go ahead and do maybe some southwest, I guess. Southwest medium density instead. Yeah, those not the right pick there for sure. We kind of want to we want to see a little bit of a height variation right here. Those are going to be way too big again. I don't understand. Oh well, we'll see what happens. So yeah, remember when I said at the beginning that this might be a shorter episode? Well, it's probably not going to be. I think we're pretty close to being done here. I like this little beach that we added here. I think that worked pretty good. There was a bunch of space that we used. We could bring this beach all the way down here. I think this could be a good spot for it. I think maybe if we extend out maybe this parking lot, put a couple more parking lots here for the beach goers, we could probably manage that. I mean, it is technically a beach on a river, so it's not really the beach on the ocean. So this might be the only one we make. So I think this is probably a good spot to end it. We made some really good progress. Added another 4,000 people or so. Made a lot of mail service upgrades. We added a lot of post services. We added a few towers of Telecom so that people are happy. Let's go ahead and check their happiness a second. Make sure we're not down on anything. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. We check out our healthcare. Everything looks pretty nice there. Our death care, we have a couple cemeteries, so that looking pretty good. Our recycling status, not great. We probably need to upgrade that. So that'll probably be the next episode. Maybe, I think the next episode will probably be maybe a power upgrade, as well as maybe some more garbage facilities down here. Kind of working out maybe what's down here in this kind of industrial manufacturing area, something like that. Schooling, we currently have enough we don't have enough high schools or elementary schools, so we're going to need to fix that in the next episode as well. So essentially, garbage in education next episode. Get ready for that. I think overall the city is looking quite healthy and quite nice, especially down here. I think this kind of looks like a okay, never mind. All right, we gotta get rid of these. These are the northeast high density. We're not going for northeast, we're going for southwest. Northeast, not hitting it. I like these ones. These are UK. That's interesting. I actually might lock a few of these. I guess you kind of like how those look. These these guys are looking real bad. I might actually switch over to the yeah. We're gonna call a mulligan on that one yet again, and we're gonna switch to the high density southwest and throw those in there. Might even do maybe a little bit bigger one in the middle there. And yeah, let's let this build up. All right, as they're building in, apparently they only know how to build one version of the building. So I'm fine with maybe a couple of them, but not when they're all the same. So let's go ahead and maybe do maybe just some standard ones. Oh, I don't have the North American one highlight on. That's why. All right, maybe we do a few in there. See what? Oh my goodness gracious! Look how big that one is. All right, we're not gonna do that. Delete that, please. We need a little smaller. That was a little excessive. That was about 3 times higher than I really wanted. So this height's good. This is more like a nice casual vacation style hotel. That's kind of what I'm getting there. Apartments. I mean, it is an apartment, but you know, I'm fine with that being like a hotel looking thing. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm happy with how that is. That looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and maybe do a few more paths, because obviously we want the people to be able to walk here. We gotta make sure that they can walk through there. Now there's obviously not a path, which is fine. I think what we might do is just kind of cover it up with a path. that kind of connects into here. That looks like they're on the path, but they're not really on the path. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go ahead and maybe get a few of these trees, turn off anarchy, and maybe see if we can get a space these in a little bit more here. Kind of fill this area in. Make it look a little more filled without going there, please. All right. Yeah, that looks better. That looks better. Excellent. All right, let me know what you guys think of the city so far. I think this filled out quite nice. Nice, easy way to get there from the highway from both sides there. But yeah, I think this is gonna do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed, please hit the subscribe button. You know, follow for more content. It's coming out pretty regularly now. But if you want to see more, come back for the next episode. We'll see you then. See you guys.